Hello and welcome to the next edition of the Ivan Show. Today's episode we dedicated to workers. For quite some time we have been facing quite a number of challenges regarding the working conditions and the different challenges that workers face. Now with me here is Honorable Arinaitwe Rwakajara, who is a member of parliament for workers in the 11th parliament and a former parliamentary commissioner. I believe by the end of this show, we are going to have some of the questions answered. Honorable, welcome to the show and thanks for allowing to speak to us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me here and for hosting me.
All right. From the word go, I think before you joined Parliament, you were a worker.
Of course.
And you faced the working conditions in field, particularly in this country of Uganda. Do you believe that there are some terrible challenges workers are facing? And if yes, what are some of them that you feel they are pressing Ugandan workers?
I know, but I also have experience in issues that are affecting workers at workplace as a country, but also as what happens in the companies, individual companies and in the government.
Yes.
So I know all of those challenges, and that is one of the reasons why I joined the union. If you know what they call trade union, trade unions are the workers' organizations that are fighting for the workers' rights and well-being of the workers. So that's one of the reasons why I joined the unions, and that's why I went ahead to represent them in Parliament.
When you were contesting, one of the mission and motivation was to fight for the workers' rights and even to improve their social well-being through policy. How have you tried to put that into reality for the 4 years you have been in Parliament, in this 11th Parliament?
I have been in Parliament since 2011. This is my third term, representing workers. And we have come doing different things. We are 5 members of Parliament representing workers. And we've been working together to make sure we improve the welfare of the workers. We have done so many things, but few of those things that I must highlight is that we have increased the negotiations between the government and the workers. We have pushed the government to have a tripartite arrangement. Government, employer, and employees. And we signed a tripartite charter with the government as the representatives of the workers, as workers' organizations, as employers' organization, and the government. We have signed the tripartite charter. This was not there before. By the time I joined the Parliament, there was no industrial court. Industrial court, I think, ended with Amin's government, when one of the judges of industrial court was shot dead. Industrial court since then it has not been there. So we fought very much to make sure that industrial court is reinstated. So now it sounds history, maybe it is now maybe 6 years old or 7 years old. So it is now, so what forced me to enter into politics of unions, of trade unions, politics of workers, such things. And then when the industrial court was established, today workers have where to go. We have demanded and negotiated with the government to increase the number of labor officers, because cases that are reported in industrial court come from labor officers. Labor officers are designated at district level. So about 80 to 90% of districts have labor officers. Before, there were no labor officers. By the time I joined Parliament, there were about 20-something labor officers in our 100+ districts then. So we have really increased the advocacy, the ways of settling the disagreements and the disputes. And we have put the ministry on spot that they have increased the supervision of workplaces.
Look, do you think that workers in informal sector are being catered for with your
Oh yes, because when you see cases that are industrial court, there are very few from public service. The biggest number in the industrial court are factory workers. And I don't think this government has any factory that it is running. So you find most of the workers that are having issues of dispute resolution are from private sector, are from informal sector. So the private sector has more challenges than, when I'm talking of supervision, it is ministry that has tried to go to those factories and other workplaces to see whether justice is delivered,
being delivered,
whether working conditions and terms and services are, but that one does not stop that to agree with you that challenges are still there, and very many. But since I joined the Parliament, so many things have changed. Then when you talk about policy, we are 5 members of Parliament representing the whole country of Uganda, representing workers. And issues of workers are very unique. Not all members of Parliament, where they come from, that they can resolve the issues of workers. They need someone who understands the challenges, the issues that are facing. No wonder this government, so it is very important to have an interest group as for the workers. I came up with an amendment in the Local Government Act. Before I joined Parliament, there was no representation at district level. I moved an amendment in the Local Government Act, and we're having now 2 councillors in each and every district representing workers. And these councillors come from trade unions. So they understand issues that are affecting workers. So out of 46 or 47 districts,
yes,
we have 2 councillors
per district
representing workers. And that's one of the things that I'm proud of. Because 5 members of Parliament representing all workers from Kisoro to Busia, from Busia to Arua. And every day there is an abuse of a worker.
Yes.
So it's a very big challenge. Therefore, when we have councillors in those districts, it's a big relief that we have councillors, we have labor officers in most of the districts, although some of them don't have. So, but we can see something moving on now.
Before I came here, I told someone that I was going to interview you, and he sent me a question that how far with the minimum wage bill?
About minimum wage, I must be sincere that there is no political will of this government to support minimum wage. In 2015, I moved the private members bill. It was processed and passed by Parliament of Uganda, supported by all members in 10th Parliament.
Yes.
And we sent it to the President. Unfortunately, then the Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Janet Mukwaya, wrote to the President stopping him from assenting to the bill, which was very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. From the advice of his technical person, Martin Wander, it was very unfortunate. So we have agreed with the leadership of Parliament that we should retable the bill because it's a very good law. It was well done, it was well researched on. It is a law that we needed by yesterday. So, but I have not surrendered, I will continue pushing.
How can we expand and strengthen existing social protection programs such as pension schemes and health insurance to ensure all workers, especially those in the informal sector, are covered?
Recently we have amended the law of NSSF where most of the workers are supposed to save with and make sure in their retirement they have a decent retirement. We amended the law and we said all companies before the law was saying if you have 5 and above workers, this time we said from 1. As long as you employ 1 person, you should be contributing to NSSF. Okay? What does that mean? That means every worker will be protected by saving with NSSF.
What about those workers who reach the age to receive their NSSF benefits, but the process becomes very long and bureaucratic?
The person we are talking with, I know NSSF very well. I've been a board member before I joined the politics. I joined the politics, I've been at that role and seriously supervising NSSF as a member of Parliament, but also as a workers' representative. Because NSSF is a statutory body, so that is supervised by Parliament. Yes. I've got an opportunity that I'm still in Parliament, and one of the issues that I consider high is NSSF. One of the priorities that really I take serious is NSSF. So
do you deny that getting those benefits is not bureaucratic?
It used to be that. Today, it doesn't happen. Unless if the record is somehow. But today, every saver has a card. Today, every saver is up-to-date. Anytime you want, you can know what is happening. So, I don't see why someone should retire today and he takes 3 months without getting his benefits. I don't see why, really. The only thing I can advise the savers with NSSF, kindly continue monitoring your account. This is what we should be talking about. Media houses, please inform people that they should always continue checking. Such cases can happen when your employer is not saving.
And you are not aware.
He is deducting your money and is not saving with NSSF. So as an employee of any company, where your money is deducted, please, no one can stop to check with NSSF whether this employer remits your monthly contribution to NSSF.
You see, part of the challenges which is main is ignorance, which majority of people don't want to accept. But as a workers MP, I think you should be knowing this, that some people are ignorant about their rights. What channels have you instituted to make those people aware and sensitized about what they should do before it gets out of hand?
As I told you, we are 5 members of Parliament. But even workers have their organizations. We have about 49 unions. And if you ask some, even educated people, and you ask them which union do you come from, he's claiming to be a worker, but he can't join a union to defend himself. And he can't join a union to be able to know so many things. He's just from office to home. Some of them just enjoying the money that they earn. It is until when they get such problems, that's when they wake up and realize that actually they have been sleeping on the job. But under normal circumstances, a worker should join a union of his choice. And there are many unions. A worker should be active to know such a things, reading. Most workers are always on phone from morning to evening, but they can't pull out, they can't Google an act to read. They are just on WhatsApp, enjoying Rugambo. But if you pull out an act, Labor Unions Act, and understand it, Employment Act and understand it, OSH Act and you understand it. So how do we help you? You have refused to join the union, where education is a must, where sensitization is a must. You have refused even to read on your own. You don't want even to Google and understand, as a worker, which protection do I have under the laws of Uganda. So what do we do to you? Are we going to be arresting people on the way? I see a staff of UBC, I grab his hand and say, wait a minute, but do you know ABCD? Do you know that you should check your NSSF savings?
How often have we engaged in media about that? Because I think it should be, you should use channels that disseminate information very fast.
Every activity we have as unions, we always have media. It is media that covers union activities. And when you tell them join the union, they don't want to join the union. Very unfortunate. So, what do we do to you? We can't tell them.
Okay, well, what steps there is? This question is from Rita working around Kamocha.
Yeah.
She's asking that what steps can be taken to ensure workers' voices are heard in the policy making process, and how can labor unions and other organizations contribute to this dialogue? Because her case is you get to influence policies when the workers themselves you are representing are not involved. So she wants to get a highlight on that.
First of all, I wish I could know her background. Is she in the union, as I said? Has she ever tried to interact with a member of parliament representing workers?
That you people
has she ever tried to read? You see, she will indeed, because the information is hidden, because she cannot read. But if you ask her, she will be on WhatsApp all the time, listening to Rugambo. But the Labor Unions Act is on
internet.
On internet. Employment Act is on internet. NSSF Act is on internet. All these laws are on internet. And for God's sake, we always have interactions with union members and other workers. Where is
so
she?
The only way you can meet the workers is through unions.
I think she's the one hiding. Hiding out from acts, reading, hiding herself from members of parliament, hiding herself from the unions. So until we arrest her, maybe.
How often do you organize symposiums for those workers?
We always have meetings with the workers. There are two centers or federations where unions federate. We have National Organization of Trade Union, NOTU. It is everywhere. The websites, everything is online or whatever. These days you don't want to walk to check on the office. It is on the website. We have Central Organization of Free Trade Union, COFTU. We have councillors now. KCCA has 2 councillors representing workers. If he fails to see members of parliament, if he fails to see councillors, then really you see. I don't know where he comes from. He may not be coming from Kampala, but if he goes to his home district, he will find there councillors representing workers. So we have tried to have this visibility. We have tried to expose ourselves. We have tried. He has, leave alone the MPs. The MPs are not the, go to Ministry of Labour. You will get all this information.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. Ministry is open from Monday to Friday. So you go to Ministry of Labour, you will get any information. If you want to advocate for something, they will tell you, go and see so and so, you advocate for this. Even they themselves will help you to do it.
So one point that must be clear is workers should join unions.
Very, 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 very important. I'm a member of parliament representing workers because one day I woke up and took a decision to join the union. If I did not join the union, then I wouldn't have been a member of parliament representing workers.
What does it take for someone to join a union? Because these are things that you see simple in your view, because you have gone through already it. But people out there, when they hear joining a union, it's something broad.
I mean, always there is something to learn. This is what I'm telling you. People must get out and learn. The day you have a pressing issue that I must fight for my rights, I must fight for the fellow workers, you will find the union. You will join the union. You will participate for it. You will be a leader of the union. Very simple. As I've said it here. Very, 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 very simple. It takes a minute to join the union. It takes a minute to run a union. It's very simple. Yes.
Okay, in your opinion, what should be the long-term vision for workers' welfare in our country, and what role does Parliament play in achieving this?
Come again?
In your opinion, as a workers' MP or even at the private level, what should be the long-term vision for workers' welfare in Uganda, and what role does Parliament play in achieving this vision?
You see, workers' issues are human rights issues. They will be always advocating for workers' rights. It's not a simple thing. In a capitalistic world, we are all yearning to grow economy. When the economy grows, it creates jobs. When it creates jobs, it will take over our unemployed youth and all Ugandans. When they get jobs, there is profit maximization. Every investor is interested in profit maximization. Once there is that factor in life, the labor must pull their socks and defend themselves so that they can get share on the profits. It doesn't matter an investor to earn 100%, and he will carry this 100% perfect.
We will have no problem.
He has no problem of taking 100% of his profits. But labor is the engine of those companies. Labor runs everything. So if laborers themselves don't wake up and defend themselves and have a share on these profits, it will never end. It will never end. So, what you are asking, are these institutions for fighting for workers' rights, are they in place? Yes. Is the government part of the tripartite? Yes. Are the employers part of the tripartite? Yes. Therefore, the only thing that is remaining now is to have an informed labor. well-educated labor, skilled labor, on how to negotiate terms and conditions of services, on how to increase productivity. Once productivity is increased, that means you are very relevant to any company, to any nation. After increasing that productivity, negotiations between the employer and
the employee.
So, what do we do is to have a well-trained, professional labor force in terms of negotiations and demanding their rights.
You have talked of companies. You are well aware that Uganda is having more of foreign companies. Are you aware that there is a lot of exploitation inside those companies and they have failed really to get the help they deserve?
Uganda has many foreign companies, which is a wonderful thing. Very good. It is okay.
It is very okay for a
if you fail to have your own, have foreign. So it's better than not having. Okay? So it is up to the labor force that will enforce the other tripartite I've told you to benefit out of it. Because can the employer be called on table? Yes. Can the government be part of it? Yes.
Part of the,
then you are in business.
Because part of the main reason is because of having high levels of unemployment. I will cite out some of the, I will generalize, not cite out particular companies, but Chinese. Majority of young people from university are having a lot of complaints. Personally, they have come to me telling me how they are being exploited, but it seems there is some slow implementation also when they report, or even they fear, even government don't respond to the calls by the people, and they feel they are being handled as if they are second-hand citizens. That is the problem.
When we were starting, I said political will is minimal, despite the tripartite. So who should push? Who should push government to enforce what is in the law?
The employers are being exploited. The employers are being exploited. They have done their part, but the government has failed.
No. It is you, the employees.
Actually, the employees, not the employers.
The employees have not done their part.
So they are complaining to wrong audiences.
Let them join the union. Unions are, if you go there as an individual to negotiate, you'll be exploited. Together, we stand. Divided?
Before.
Is it new to Uganda? You think it started in Uganda? Think that proverb started in Uganda? No. It's a worldwide challenge that when you are together, you are likely to push things. When you are divided, you'll be swallowed by a lion called investors. Very simple. And that's the problem. Most of the workers don't understand that.
Teachers have tried to join Arinaitwe, but they are still having a great problem of salary disparity. What do you talk about that?
You see, if teachers were not in the union, they would be in trouble.
Even what is there wouldn't be there.
They wouldn't be there. Teachers, if they were not in the union, there would be a very big problem. Teachers recently, 2 unions have got 6 billion to put in their circle. The UNATU, the Public Service Union of Teachers, got 25 billions from government because of the unions. And they put it in the circle. So you remember the issues. I don't know whether you are mature enough to understand this, but there were issues of some financial, some money lenders who are now running after all teachers. Almost all schools were almost getting empty because of running out of money lenders. So now they have the money inside. Now, teachers would negotiate increment. Their pay slips were not coming, they have now. I've been in this struggle myself as a workers' representative. I've been in these negotiations myself. It is until recently when, I don't know who advised the president or the Minister of Education that science teachers should have this difference between the arts and this has been now the only challenge we are fighting now. But others were moving slowly. Increments would come slowly, negotiations would be there. Everything was moving on very well. Government had agreed to support them through lending and all that, and which was very good. Money, free money, without interest. So you just pay some small interest for running your circle. You're in business.
We are with Honorable Arinaitwe Rwakajara, Workers MP in this 11th Parliament, trying to answer some of the questions you sent to me before the interview. And just in case your question is not answered, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow our social media platforms. And continue the discussion in the comment section. I believe you will get the answer. Yes, Honorable, give us your parting shots to the workers out there, a word of hope and what they should expect moving forward.
Honestly, I want to thank workers who are running this country. It is workers that are running this country. It is the workers that are engine of this country, of this economy. They are the ones that are running companies. So I want to thank them and tell them one important thing, that please, together we stand. Divided we fall. How do we become together? Through the unions. We join the unions. We become a force. We demand what deserves us and what belongs to us. That is all that I can tell.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak to us.
Welcome.
Yeah, Honorable Rwakajara Arinaitwe tells us that the most important thing is to come together in unions. And one of the takeaways, I think, which I have taken as an individual is together we stand, divided we fall. Thank you so much for following the discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and comment. Put your question in case it is not answered, and he will be in a position to access your question and you will get the answer. I'm Ivan Tukundane, and this is The Ivan Show.